Hey, how's it going, everybody? All right. Cool, cool. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's see, it's about 5:04. Just wait a little bit for folks to show up. How's everybody doing? Where's everybody watching from? Okay. All right. Hey, hey. Stephen Payne, how's it going? The Natinator, how's it going? Adamantium, let's go. Mic is a bit low. Let's see here. It's as high as it can go. Let me see if I can make it louder. Yeah, there's no volume. Unfortunately, this doesn't have volume in it. What I'll do is maybe I'll turn down the music, and then you can turn up the audio. Let's see here. Okay. All right, so we got Atlanta, Salem, Oregon, Sweden, Kerrville, Texas, Eastern Germany, Finland. Sweet, I never caught one of your... Yeah, so I'm trying to make this more of a regular thing. I'm doing this about once a month, or sorry, 1 week a month. I stream either 2 to 3 days during that week, so I'm trying to make this a more regular thing. All right, we got Bloomington, Indiana, the UK. Oh, is the sound mono? Okay, hold on a second. It shouldn't be mono. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can fix that. Is that better? Let's see. Hey, Denton, Texas. We got West Germany and England, upstate New York. Oh, that's right. That's right. Hey, Ty, how's it going? I keep on. Yeah, that's right. I know you're in upstate. That's pretty cool. Cool. All right, Mexico. Fantastic. Okay. Oh, that fixed it. Okay, good. All right, excellent. All right, yeah. So it was basically it was set to mono, and yeah, good call. Whoever set that, perfect. Excellent. Stereo. Yep. Yeah. Now it's stereo. Cool. Perfect. Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, Seattle. Fantastic. All right, we got folks from all over, which is awesome. Oh, and then we got the Twitch chat. We got Mexico also. Garbond. Fantastic. All right. Germany. A lot of Germany. What time is it in Germany right now? I think you guys are like 5 hours ahead. So it's like 10. It must be 10 p.m. where you are. We got British Columbia. I think that's Canada, right? I think that's Canada. We got Akron, Ohio. Another Germany. Sweet. Cool. Yeah, well, today we got a couple, well, we got just a bunch of parts, but this was actually sent to the channel a while ago, maybe 2-3 years ago, from a friend of the channel, Eric, from, I believe, San Diego. He also has a YouTube channel, A Hungry Bartender, if you're interested in checking that out. But he sent this over a while ago, and I've just been meaning to take a look at it. This might be a really short video. It might be a really long video. I really don't know. It just depends if I actually do have all the parts to build like a single working NES Advantage. So we'll see. Hopefully we can do something with it. I got my NES here to test it out if we can get it working. But yeah. All right. So Brazil, another UK. Good stuff. El Salvador, fantastic. All right, can I make a computer CPU from sand? Well, I mean, you got your base silicon part. Hey, we got Ty. Hey, Tito, love the Japanese version of the Sega 3-button arcade stick. Had a Saimatsu joystick in it. And in the USA, we had a membrane version called the Advantage. More like the Advantage. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'm actually not sure. Yeah, so we're going to take a look at both these. Well, this one's just a shell. I think when Eric sent this over, he sent over like a donor unit that had like a crappy shell. And this obviously has a nicer shell, so we're probably going to use this. And I'm not going to clean it up because I want to make sure I can actually get it working before I clean anything. But this seems to have all the dials and buttons. The joystick is broken, as you can see here. It looks like it's completely come off. And I think I saw one in here, so hopefully we can get that fixed, but we will find out. All right, France. We got someone from France here. Florida. All right, thank you, guys. Glad you guys enjoy the channel. Yeah. So I have Twitch. I wasn't sure because Twitch obviously is more of like the streaming platform. So I decided to try to stream to both. Although most of the people who watch are on YouTube. All right, California. All right, you guys are 3 hours behind us, so I think it's like 2 o'clock where you are. Cool. All right, Montreal, Canada. Sweet. All right, welcome. And Ty says you can swap in a Saimatsu stick into the Mega Stick, and I wonder if you can do that with the Advantage. We'll find out. We're because I'm familiar with the Sanwa parts. I haven't really used any Saimatsu arcade parts before. I built a couple arcade sticks using Sanwa parts. So I'm familiar with that joystick. From what I can tell, this might be like a custom joystick. But maybe Saimatsu or Sanwa make one that can fit in here. That'd be pretty cool. Okay. All right. Well, let's get started here. So for those of you just joining in, basically what we're going to try and do, I got a whole bunch of parts. This was sent over from a viewer of the channel and friend of the channel, Eric, out on the West Coast in California. And basically he sent just like bags of parts. What appears to be a donor Advantage. This one has a broken arcade stick. So we may be able to pull some parts here. And I think the idea was, this was like the cleaner shell. So we're going to basically use this to sort of build one working unit. This seems to have mostly working parts. The only thing that's broken here is the joystick. But it's got the dials, buttons, and everything. And then here I have like another board, another cable, a button board. And, and actually, there's like a lot of stuff here. Here's where the joystick is, and this is what I hope we can fix. And then we got a bunch of screws. So we're going to sort out all the parts first, see what we're dealing with, and then, see if we can get a working unit. Now, I do have to say this, I don't know, you could probably see it here on screen. Oop, on this side. All right, let me see it. Or actually, I can point to it from the bottom. Here, let me actually do this. So as you can see here, the Computer Museum is sponsoring this stream. I don't know if anybody is local. Is anybody in the chat from either Virginia or Maryland or Washington, D.C., or even Pennsylvania for that matter? That's not too far away either. But these guys are local. It's a local computer museum right here in Maryland. I'm in Virginia, but I'm really close to them in Maryland. They're in Baltimore. And great museum. They have a new video game exhibit, which looks pretty sweet. And they're also building, I think, like a retro arcade as well. So if you're ever in the area, definitely check out these guys, Computer Museum at System Source. I have a link to their website, but yeah. All right, let's see here. Tito, any chance that you make an NES Max improvement video or stream? NES Max, I'm not exactly sure what that is. Philly. Yeah, hey, Philly's not too far away. Yeah, so if you're ever in the Baltimore area, check out these guys right here. Oops, right there. But yeah, Stephen, I'm not sure what the NES Max is. Actually, well, I do have, this is my modded NES, which once we build this, if we can, I will test it on that NES. But all right, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is see what we're actually dealing with here. Okay, so essentially we have a full kind of complete unit with a broken joystick. I don't know how complete it is. It's I haven't opened this yet. And then here we have like kind of a better conditioned shell. Because one of the things I'm noticing is this actually has like a texture on it, and the texture is not on this. So it's almost like maybe they're like different revisions. It's a slightly different finish on the plastic. And here I have just the top shell and the bottom. You know, this is like steel, pretty heavy to weigh down the arcade stick. But yeah. Oh, so the NES. It's another, official controller variant. Oh, okay. No, I haven't, that would be cool to try out. I don't have one, but we'll see how this goes, and yeah, maybe we'll do NES Max. NES Max is a gamepad sold by Nintendo that has, a turbo. That has turbo, known for the disc base D-pad. Interesting. Yeah, this also has turbo. I guess for the A and B button, you can adjust how fast the turbo is with these dials. The smooth ones are the earlier ones, just like the first. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is like an earlier revision of this shell. Yeah, so you guys probably really can't tell, but this has a bit of a textured finish. It's like just slightly bumpy, and this is like smooth. Like you can actually see the reflection a lot better on this finish. I actually kind of like this one a little bit better, but we'll see. This one's obviously in better condition, so we'll try that. But all right, let's see what's in these bags. All right, so we got this bag here, and I'm just gonna. It's a little bit dirty, and there's a lot of dust in this bag. All right, so we got like a little brace. We got the joystick. So this looks like a good condition joystick. Not broken. Obviously, that one's broken. So no matter what, I think we're going to be able to get a working unit here. We got a couple buttons. This has the spring, which applies pressure so that it centers. That's what the spring is for. Another button. Okay, we got some screws, some membranes. Yeah, it's really, really dirty. We got a dial. Ooh. Got a feather there. Yeah, I don't want to just dump this on my desk because there's like a lot of dust in here. Now, what I might actually have to do is disassemble this one, because this one appears to be in decent condition, or in kind of fully assembled condition. And I may need to use it as a reference to see how this actually comes apart and what screws go where. But, actually we even have the little rubber feet there, which I may have like some tape, double-sided tape, which I can use. This looks like a broken post, which that would be bad. We have a few of these little nuts there. And then these screws. Okay, so we're going to organize the screws here in a second, but we got some of these parts here. Not bad. And in this side, this is where, yeah, so a lot of duplicate of parts, which is interesting. Or maybe not. No, yeah, duplicate. Because yeah, here's an. Oh, so this is the. Oh, this is another good. The ball top can come off. It screws off. So we have more parts in there. But we got a bunch of screws here. Now I don't want to mix these up because I'm wondering if like these are from, nah, yeah, I don't know how he got all these parts, but yeah, we're gonna keep these. This is a bag of just screws. They look like the same set as these, so I'm gonna keep these off to the side. And then this here also just looks like to be another set of what we have here. Interesting. So we have like twice the parts. I'm gonna try and maybe use these, but oh yeah, here we have the potentiometers. This is a little bit bent. Ooh, that's okay. Yeah, okay, that went back fine. Actually, I might be able to get 2 working units here. I think I could probably repair this D-pad with, or sorry, this joystick with. I have 2 of them. I have 2 what appears to be working units, so I can probably replace that. And actually, I'm going to try and do that first because, oh, hey, we got West Mods. I will definitely send you one of these for scanning. Once I think I can fix them both. So once I fix them both, I'll send one over to you. So we got West in the chat. I don't know if you don't know who that is. Kind of a major pillar in the BitBuilt community. He has a, or you can support him. He does basically 3D scans of anything retro video game related. Yeah, he has a Ko-Fi page, so if you definitely want to support what he does is extremely valuable. He basically takes and makes 3D models of, you know, retro video game console shells, handheld shells, controller shells, any shell for anything retro he does, and it's a major asset to the community. He's also the one who helped me do the, if you all saw my Xbox video, he basically 3D modeled the Xbox shell for that. So definitely check out his work. West, if you want to put your link to, you know, your Ko-Fi to show kind of the work you do, or BitBuilt, whatever you want, just put it in the chat so folks can check out what you do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these aside. And basically to start off, I'm going to disassemble this and basically try to figure out how this comes apart. And to do that, I'm basically going to use this magnetic board, which will help keep all my parts organized as I disassemble them. So for now, I'm going to set this all aside, create a little bit of space on the bench. But I have a pretty good feeling that we can probably save both of these, which would be fantastic. All right, so I'm going to put this, okay, let me see here. Let me get a little bit of space. I'm going to move all this off to the side. Ugh. And all these parts here to the side. And then we could take this thing apart. All right, so I can already see, I think we're missing 2 screws, but actually, hold on a second, maybe not. So yeah, it looks like there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and one, we're missing that there. So this might have actually already been opened. So we're gonna need to remove these rubber feet as well, but let's go ahead and remove a few of the screws. JIS. Oh, cool. All right, so Aaron J. Perkins actually made a Bluetooth version of this. That actually could be a really cool project to actually pair with one of those 8-bit do Bluetooth receivers. That'd be perfect, actually. All right, so we got that screw. All right, so these black screws are the external screws. And typically what I like to do is label these, but let me see if this will, I don't want to scratch the bottom surface. So I'm going to use a plastic spudger here and try to, there we go. That was pretty easy. Yeah, we're going to take that out. Actually, yeah, maybe it kind of seems like nobody was in this because those came off. It was pretty difficult, but there's like debris under there. Maybe someone did open this. We'll figure out soon enough. Let's see here. Tito, you got to take the rotary knobs off and make sure the screws up and take off the screws in them before you take out the motherboard. Oh, okay, good call. Will do. So I'm assuming you're talking about these. Yeah, actually you're right, because if we look at the motherboard, these rotary knobs. Hey, James Pie, thanks for the follow. Actually, I'm not sure I think these just pull off. Yeah, they just come off. They just pull off like that. What do you mean screw? Oh, wait. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, so that's where the nuts are. Okay, so we do have these nuts. So I'm actually going to have to get my sockets to pull those out. Good call. Thank you for that. Good call. Let's see here. So yeah, that was Marcus Croy. Thanks for the tip. I'm going to get my sockets there to remove those. Tito, do not feel bad if you cannot get the feet to stick later. I have some double-sided tape, which I think I can probably use to put them back on. That's what I plan to do. All right, cool. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and put this on this side so you can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. I'll do that. All right, we have these screws here. I also like to put them in the order I removed. This is a magnetic board, by the way, folks. I highly recommend picking one of these up. So, for example, we have these screws here. Even if I tip this over, go like this, they stay in place. So one of the most useful tools, I use this magnetic board pretty much anytime I disassemble something. And then what I do is I'll go ahead and I'll say, you know, bottom cover. And sometimes I'll draw a picture here to kind of remind me in which order these screws go in. So, okay, so that comes out. It's actually a pretty simple inside. Okay, so it's a little bit dirty in there, but that's fine. I'm going to set this aside. And okay, so what I'm going to do is, as I'm doing that on this side, I'm going to organize this set on the other, and this is going to be for my other one when I reassemble it. So I'm going to get the same screws from, they're off camera here, but I'm basically organizing all the screws exactly the same as I'm disassembling it from here. Okay, so we got 6 screws there. I'm missing one here. I'm going to see if I have an extra to replace it, but next we're going to, and this is when I'm going to draw a picture. So basically we got 2 boards, and I'll show you how I do this. And then we got a board here, and we got, you know, 4 screws, and here it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, and then there's also this metal bracket around that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, kind of like that. So basically I'm trying to, and then we got these dials here, which are just for me to mark. But basically I kind of just do a crude image of the board. So we got this board and that board. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these screws out. Actually, before we do that, the individual, the name is not there anymore, but we have, I'm going to remove these 2 dials. And inside of these dials, we have a couple nuts and a washer that is securing the motherboard from the top. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna remove those. And in order to do that, I need to use a socket, and I'm gonna guess that's maybe a 10 millimeter. Let's find out. So I'm just off camera here. Ooh, you know what? I didn't realize that there was going to be sort of these nuts here. I might not have the right size. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's going to be a 10, and I might actually have to go to my apartment real quick and pick that up because I didn't realize I was going to need a part like that. I'm not sure if I have. Oh, I do have a 10 millimeter, but I don't think it's. Oh, this might not fit. It might be a little bit too thick. Let's see. Oh, maybe it does fit. Oh, hey, it fits. Okay, so that fits, and yeah. So what I'm going to do? These aren't super tight. So usually I would need like my 1/4 inch ratchet, but I actually don't. Oh yeah, and that's coming right out. And I think, let me get my tweezers. Actually, I might need to use a magnet. I'm going to use a, can I use my tweezers? Well, I'm just going to loosen both of these. Yeah. Cool. All right, that worked out pretty well. So yeah, it's 10 millimeter. Let's see here. There we go. All right, so we got one washer and one. Yeah, this is very dirty. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna clean these in this video. That'll just take way too long. But what I will, I'm gonna probably do it after I get these fully assembled. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, yeah, I can put these here, kind of like that, and I'll remember where these go. Okay, yeah, wow, those are dirty. But yeah, so basically they're just right there. And now that we have that taken care of, we can go ahead and continue with the disassembly. Let me go ahead and come out a little bit. Sorry, I knocked over some of these screws, but because the board is magnetized, they didn't get lost. But okay, so we got that. Now, oh yeah, it's losing focus. There we go. Because of, all right, so now we're going to take these out. Okay, so now this has a little bracket here, so I'm going to keep that next to that screw so we know it goes back. Got that screw. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, 10 millimeter. You know those pliers? Yep. Flip and flop them out. Yeah, yeah. Be careful of the spring pressed. Oh, good call. There is a spring on there. I almost forgot about that. And that's for the joystick. So that's under this board right here. I will be careful. Okay, so we got all those screws. And let's see. Ooh, well, these are a little bit on there, a little bit tighter. Got one. Yeah, I have a feeling this was never, this side feels like it was never opened. All right, let's put our hand on here in case it comes popping up. Yes, so Marcus Croy is right. That is most likely for a ground. Although, oh, I'm not sure exactly. Oh yeah, I guess it was, yeah, right there, grounded to that piece right there, so. Oh yeah, and that just sprung right up. Okay, so we should be able to take this out. And as you can see, that is totally destroyed. This is what it should look like. So you can see that these are matching pieces. So we can go ahead and replace that, I think, fairly easily. This is incredibly dirty. I might just clean that just to make sure we get decent operation. But yeah, okay, so we're going to replace that and fix it. That's good news. Okay, so now that we got it this far disassembled, I'm going to go again to my parts over here, which you can't really see on camera, and I'm going to try and match it up. And apologies for that glare, guys. But yeah, basically I'm going to try to... So I matched up these screws. Now I'm going to attempt to match these up. So when I go to assemble the other one that's completely disassembled, I will know where everything goes. And yep, so that goes like that. And I think we're probably missing a few of these black screws. I might have to, I'm gonna have to pull some from this bag because I don't think we'll have enough. Because I think we need 6. 1, 2, 3, yes, 6. We need 6 of them. So 1, 2. Yeah, it's interesting. We've got plenty of these gold screws, but we don't have really any other of the black ones. So I'm going to pull them from here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do some cleaning for sure. But I'm actually pretty excited. And then also I do have some potentiometer cleaner, some deoxit, so I'm going to do that as well into the pots for both of them. You know, I might actually give these both a deep clean. They are pretty dirty, so I think I might do that. All right, so we got that. And then we got these nuts, and then the 2 washers. I at least see 1 washer. Do we have another? We do. Fantastic. So we got the 2 washers. Okay, and then now let's go ahead and take this apart. I'm going to pull the cable out, and I'm going to lift that out and lift this out. That is absolutely filthy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna clean these. They are really dirty. And then we got the membranes for the large buttons. And these appear to be identical. And we got these as well. Got that. Okay, all right. Yeah, I think we're going to be able to build all these. Both of them. Wow, I'm going to have 2 working. Very cool. NES Advantages. Fantastic. All right, so that's everything. That is absolutely filthy. Look around here. Absolutely gross. And then this one as well. Absolutely gross. Okay. And then we got the 2 dials. So guys, yeah, I think we got a full set for sure here. I got the 2 dials here, and I got that membrane, these 2 buttons. We got these membranes here. And then we got, yeah, kind of these were the start, I think start select. And there were a few, oh, that's interesting. Where's the, so I have these 2 buttons. So there's 3 of the, okay, so maybe, okay, wait, hold on a second. Am I missing something here? So, okay, so I have like an extra one of those, but I have a button like this. This button doesn't match anything. Oh, and I do have the this little grounding piece, which I will put there. But we have everything. What am I missing here? Oh, wait. Wait, yeah. So we got the. Are those different? So no, these are. Let me zoom out a little bit. So these look pretty much the same. What I'm confused about is, so we have a few type of buttons here. Let me zoom in here. So we got a few type of buttons. So this is the one I just took apart on this side. So the dials match, the membranes match, these two red buttons match, these match. This, I don't know where there's a, actually wait, sorry, yeah we do. So we have three of those. So we got three of those. But what is this thing? Is this from something? Is this just like an extra weird part? Oh, hold on. No, sorry. Okay, my bad, guys, my bad. It was stuck on the, it was stuck. So, yep, okay, no, we're good. All right, so everything matches. Now here's my other question. I have one of these. It almost looks like that should go somewhere. Does anybody know where, if this goes anywhere? Is this like a part of the Advantage? It doesn't fit. Doesn't really fit there. So this was like in the extra parts. There's not another piece. These actually look to be in, like, these buttons look to be in pretty good condition, but these are just spares. That's a cable clip that holds the cable flush to the motherboard. This is a cable clip. So, okay, so I only have one of those parts actually. When you say it holds the cable flush to the motherboard, what do you mean? That's a cable clip that holds the cable flush to the motherboard. So this goes here. You guys can't see what I'm doing. I don't want to ruin these buttons here, but let's see here. So are you saying it kind of goes, in a sense, like this? Like would that, no, that doesn't make sense. That reinforces the back of the PCB. It screws down to the motherboard to stop the cable from moving around. Hey, Ariel, how's it going? It would look like it would kind of go... like that, maybe? Oh, like that, okay. Does the, and I guess the cable goes on top of it. Kind of like that? Yeah, it does look like, yeah, these are at an angle, so. Oh, so the cable goes under that? I don't think the cable's too thick. It's upside down? I don't know. I feel like if it was this way. So if it was this way, that's a problem because I don't think the screws are long enough. See how far that sticks up? The screws are really short. I feel like it would have to be this way. Oh, okay, let's see. So someone sent it to me on Discord. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, and this is using gold screws. Okay, that actually makes sense. So that makes sense. Okay, yeah, so that's how I have it, like that. But we're using gold screws. Now, Ariel, quick question. Let me see here. Yeah, so yeah, that's a black screw. So here, let me zoom in. So we got a black screw there, black screw there, black screw there. And then we got 3 gold ones. Okay, which kind of makes sense because I do have 3 extra gold ones. Now, my other question is, I have a weird gold one. I mean, this is stripped out. But this gold screw has a different head than, and I'm wondering, does that go somewhere? Because this is an oddball. But basically, I think if I go to my set here, 3 of these screws are supposed to be long. Oh, so this one is for the no, hold on. Because yeah, wait, let me see. If the grounding one, that's a black screw, at least according to this image. So yeah, that's black. That's a black one down here, right? You can't really see it on the stream. And then there's a black one right up there. And then these are gold. This one almost looks like it could be the different screw, maybe. But yeah. And I do have extra gold screws. Actually, let me see something real quick. These screws here, there's some gold ones in here, but none of them look like that weird. Yeah, they all have that thicker. It's a thicker. Yeah, you can kind of get a better sense of it looking at from the side. So I think this might be just it's incorrect in that it's not from this set. But if you look, the head of this screw is like thinner than this one. And also the screw itself just looks thinner. Actually, let me switch the angle here so you can get a better look. I don't know if, yeah. So you can kind of see it's stripped out. And also the screw itself is thinner. So I think this screw just doesn't belong, this one. So I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to put it here. I don't think it belongs. So that's good that we know. Oh, you think these are way too long for that cross? Let's see. Let's see if it fits. I think it'll work. Let me go change the angle. I think that'll work. Let's see. Oh no, you're 100% right. Maybe I do have it upside down. Maybe I do have that upside down, because that would allow for that extra thickness. Yeah, but then it's like crooked. Maybe not, maybe not. Oh, and that's way too... That's way too, dude, it's way too, it doesn't even fit, so it does have to go this way. Is that right? Okay, so we got another image sent on Discord. Yeah, and Discord, that's definitely where the ground is. That's definitely a black screw. Okay, so the screws on the gray cross should be, and actually that might be, yeah, maybe, yeah, so, oh, you know what? So this one had the black screws. Yeah, like someone said, maybe it's a different version. So if I use this here, I bet you the gold screws fit. Let's see. I bet, because yeah, I was getting resistance on the other top shell. This one I bet I won't get resistance. Maybe. Maybe not. Let me do, where's the other? Gold. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of resistance. Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely getting resistance. But of course, there's going to be a board in between, so let me check that real quick. Okay, I'm going to put that board in there. Oh yeah, that definitely fits perfect. Okay, yeah, so my guess is that, let's see how this one fits. Yeah, I don't want to go through. Yeah, that one feels a little bit, that's a lot of resistance. Like almost like the screw is too long. Are there different, oh, you know, there are different lengths. Hold on a second. Yeah, this screw is slightly shorter. Slightly, like, so let me see how that fits. Oh yeah, that goes way down. Okay. Let me see how this one, so yeah, that's a long screw, and that's a short screw. That's also pretty short. One of these are maybe too long. All right, so that's short, and that's short. And then this screw is, come on, there we go. That one's also short, so, and it's almost just a millimeter if you look. Let me see here, get them aligned. Yeah, so they're definitely shorter. So that I think is for the cross. And then this is for, it's weird though because one is shorter. Let me pull the rest of these out. So the joystick should be 12 millimeter. Let me see. Okay. So this is, I feel like that's a little bit longer This looks to be about almost 14 millimeter. Oh, but that's the long one. That's the long one. The short one is, oh yeah, it's about 12. I think it's about 12. Yeah, okay, cool. Perfect. All right, so that's that. Yeah, I'm not sure what this screw is, so, but let me see if there's another 14. Yeah, these are all short. These are all short ones as well, so, oh, whatever. I think we'll be good. Okay, so I think we got the screw situation set. Yeah, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put that with that. We have an extra black screw. Excellent, excellent. Fantastic. All right, so, yes, 3 black screws are 8 millimeter. Yep. Okay, looks like the post on the shell snapped. Oh, where? Which one? All the posts look good here. Hey, what do you guys think I should clean these? I think I'm going to clean the shells. Let's clean them. Heck, we got time. Let's see here. All right, so we got our screws organized. And I wasn't planning on doing like a deep clean, but just because these are so dirty, I'm gonna clean also this. Yeah, we're gonna do it now, guys. So it's gonna be a longer stream, but we're gonna clean that. And then we also have this replacement. Oh, it looks like someone already put like some double-sided tape on this foot. Yeah, so I don't know if these are like replacement parts. I'm gonna try and use the original ones. This spring feels pretty good. How does it compare to the old one? Yeah, it feels a little bit better. And just for those joining in late, this is the joystick. This one's completely destroyed from one of them. Yeah, we're gonna have 2 working NES Advantage controllers. Sweet. And I'm going to send one to Wesk. Okay. So I'm going to go over to, ooh, but the sink, my sink isn't working, but I'm going to see if I can fix it. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on. I'm going to go over to the sink. So let's see. I'll meet you there in a second. Let me see if this is turning on. Okay, yeah, good. So that's working. I'm gonna start filling this up because as you can see, the flow on my sink is very low. So I'm gonna start filling that in. And then I'm gonna turn the light on so y'all can see a little bit better. But we're gonna let that fill in, and that's gonna probably take a minute. Yeah. Let's see here. All right, so while that's filling up, the other thing I was thinking of doing, oh yeah, we're gonna also clean this board. This board is absolutely filthy. Very dusty. We're gonna have to put like some grease on there. Actually, we're gonna clean the membranes on this as well. So if you look here, it looks like that this, here, let me switch the angle. All right. So this little board, it looks like I can unclip. I don't want to break it. That would be bad. because the goal is to remove these membranes here and give them a nice clean. Let's see if we can. Actually, Ariel, can I remove this PCB? It feels like I can, it's just really tight. Oh yeah, there it goes. I got it. All right, so that comes out. So we're gonna clean this plastic piece as well. Let me see which one's which. So yeah, that goes with this. And then, oh, do these not come off? Oh, they do come off, okay, great. Okay. And then we have this same thing on this board. There's actually quite a few pieces here, so this might take a little while. Cool. All right. So, yeah, let's head on over to the sink. All right. Hey, thanks for the sub, Judd3300. Hey, appreciate it. Mettenzun. All right, fellow Northern Virginian. All right. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's go ahead and head over to the sink now. So the sink is still filling up. Let me switch the angle. There we go. I'm going to bring these pieces over. Let me grab my gloves. Because, you know, your hands will get very pruny. Let me get my brush as well. And I'm going to bring my iPad over so I can still read the chat while I'm over there. Just putting my gloves on. Get the brush. Okay, grabbing my iPad. All right, that should be enough water. Yeah, and so I'm going to be watching the chat through the YouTube app, so it might take me a little bit to respond, but I'll do my best. Let's see. Okay. All right, there's the chat. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and, let me skip that. Cool. All right, I'm just gonna give these each a wash. If you've been watching the streams, you kind of know how this goes. I just use a little bit of soap, dish soap. And I don't put it in the water because I don't want to get the water all sudsy. What I do is I basically just kind of do it over here and then I rinse it in my second sink over on this side. That way I don't have too many suds in this water, because sometimes if there's too many suds you kind of lose where things are and it might go down the drain. But Yeah, cleaning controllers is critical. I actually do enjoy it as well because, yeah, that's like, I feel like the controller just gets incredibly dirty. Obviously because it's the thing you're in contact with the most. Whereas, you know, the console, I guess if it's a handheld console, then, you know, you are in contact. So I'm going to clean this little pivot area because that's where it's going to kind of pivot. And we're going to put probably some grease in there as well. Keep it nice and lubricated. But yeah, we're going to give this a real, I'm actually kind of excited to see how these end up working. Clean that. You could say I'm the Tony Stark of retro video games. Just kidding. Just kidding. Hey, very appreciate it. Branserbod. Glad you're enjoying the channel. Let's see. If your sink is low flow, maybe the filter. Oh no, so I already checked that. I think there's well, what do you call it? I was kind of looking up online because yeah, I thought it was maybe that little screen that's like in the faucet, but no, it's totally clean. I have city water, being here in Northern Virginia, and so I don't have too much mineral deposits in my water. But I think there's maybe like a part of the hose material under the sink might have gotten lodged in one of the little tubes that come up here that feed the water to the faucet. I'm not sure though. I was supposed to have a plumber come in, but they canceled on me, and that was like 2 weeks ago, and I haven't rescheduled. So I do need to do that. Set these off here to dry. Oh gosh. Don't want to lose the joystick ball. Yeah, so how are these Advantage controllers rare or at all, or are they just pretty common? Okay. All right, now this thing is really dirty. All right, not the cross. Now the other thing I kind of want to do, I can't do it in this video because I need a pot of boiling water, but I use hot water to straighten the cables. I'll probably do that when I go home this evening. But all right, so this thing is really dirty, so I'm actually kind of excited to get this clean. I'm gonna put a little bit of soap on it. Get in the dials. Those dials are absolutely filthy. But yeah. Okay, yeah, 20. That's not. These aren't too expensive. That's not bad. I wonder, were these like pretty popular, I guess? Maybe just a lot of people had these. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, kind of, it's really dirty on the inner part of this. And especially around this joystick. Yeah, the joystick area is really dirty. And actually around these buttons as well. Yeah, actually, there's still a lot of grime. It's actually kind of hard to get that to come out. Okay, I think that's good enough. So a piece right here, kind of dirty. Fantastic. I think it looks pretty good. So on a scale from 1 to 10, or actually, which is the Advantage better than the Max, or is the Max better? What do you all think? So have you ever worked on your own mod design, or mostly just mod consoles with existing projects? I mostly just do mods with existing projects. I haven't really created my own mod. I was actually working with, at one point I was working with Helder, and we were going to do a pretty cool project, but it just got, everybody just got busy, and we just had to sideline it. But it was the, I don't know if you guys remember the Thick Boy for the Game Boy Advance SP. Now, of course, I wasn't really designing that, but I was kind of doing a like fully loaded Game Boy Advance SP on my own, combining different mods. And then Helder, I think, was going to design like a really cool board that would combine them all to make it easy to install. But yeah, it fell by the wayside. That was many, many years ago. All right, so this is nice and clean. Okay, set that to dry. Now let's do this one. This one was a lot cleaner. So this one, yeah, this one you can tell the logo, everything is just brighter and cleaner on this. Yeah, the other one seemed like it was maybe a little bit faded as well, but. Even the inside of this is much, much cleaner. Let's get some more soap. Yeah, definitely wasn't planning on doing like a deep clean on these, but I'm kind of glad I am. It's going to make the video quite a bit longer, but yeah, like y'all said, I'd rather do it now than later just because I probably won't even do it later if I don't do it now. So let's get it done. Yeah, around the joystick is the part I'm most concerned about, because I want that to have like a very smooth operation. Okay. All right, so this was probably the hardest part. Hey, David DeGroot, thank you for the super chat. Oh, this is your 5th super chat. At least that's what it says on the thank you. Let's see. All right, vibes. Good vibes. All right. Yeah, I wish my water had a little bit more flow. It'd make rinsing this a lot easier. But hey, this is looking a lot cleaner, guys. Way cleaner. This is going to be a nice little controller. Kind of excited for it. All right, now it's time for the buttons and membranes, and this is going to, I'm going to do one controller at a time. I'm going to dump in all the buttons and membranes. All right. So let's see here. I'm trying to read the chat. Let's see. So no, these I didn't see any real. Oh no, there are some micro switches. Not on the joystick, if that's what you're asking. It's using membranes. Yeah, so this isn't like a fancy joystick like a Samatsu or a Sanwa. Yeah, it just has these like membranes. So we're going to see how well this actually works. Yeah, I mean, well, thankfully the water flow is so low on this, even if I did have a water bill, I don't think it would be too bad. But yeah. I don't know. I feel like the toothbrush is pretty good. I mean, if you have another recommendation, toothbrush really allows you to kind of get into all the nooks and crannies, I feel like. And actually, I've been using this same toothbrush pretty much since I started the channel. This is the one I've been using. It hasn't let me down. Let's see. Hey, David DeGroot. Hey, no worries about joining late. This is going to go on for a little while. Got lots to clean up here. So nothing to worry about. Actually, this is moving pretty quickly. After I do this set of buttons, I'm just going to clean the boards, the PCBs. Obviously not with water. I'm just going to dust them. And then I think I'm going to lubricate the various switches. And sorry, the potentiometers, rather. I have some like fader deoxit, which will probably work pretty well in those, even though they're for like fading, those like fader switches. But, and actually if Ty Laurie is still, oh yeah, Ty Laurie is still on. He probably knows best which deoxit I should use. I know he's a major proponent of deoxit. I am as well. And I have 3 versions. I have the fader version. I have like the, I forget, it's like kind of the more liquid version, which is for contacts, but yep. But that'll make those components work really well. look how dirty this button is. My goodness. Yeah, this controller, Eric shipped this over to me well over, I want to say like 3 years ago, so I'm glad I'm finally getting to clean this. But okay, not bad, not bad. Yeah, this actually has some scratch marks on it. So this is the slider switch, which kind of makes sense. Okay. Oops. All right. Yeah, there's actually kind of a lot of small components here. So sorry guys, I don't know if this is like the most riveting stuff, but it is worth it in the end for sure. Hey, David DeGroot, another super chat, one up. Hey, Nismo 420. Just want to say you've been a big inspiration to fix up and mod older consoles. Hey, that's awesome, man. I'm glad I could be an inspiration. And Nismo, is that like, are you a Nissan fan? I used to have a Nissan back in the day. Yeah, thank you guys, appreciate it. Yeah, those are cool looking stickers. I wonder, how'd you get those? Cool. Yeah, the older Nissans were great. The new ones, yeah, they're kind of struggling a little bit. Mitsubishis are cool, or they used to be cool. Do they even sell Mitsubishis anymore in the US? I was under the impression that they stopped selling cars here, which is sad. Mitsubishi used to be cool. I would say probably up until the late 90s with the 3000 GT, the Eclipse, even that Galant. I don't know if we got the VR4 Galant here in the US, but I mean, they made some pretty sweet cars back in the day. I mean, I would say the Japanese car scene sort of is not doing so great. So, hey, David, again with the super chat behind the scenes. Yeah, the Evos are great. Actually, a buddy of mine still has his Evo. He actually tracks it. He lives in, I think he lives in Texas now, but or no, Chicago. But yeah, Mitsubishi used to make a lot of cool cars. Nissan, they still make a few cool cars. Honda is kind of lacking also. I was a big Honda fan. I used to have a SI back in the day as well. But yeah, new cars are just too expensive. And I think they're just not as cool as like the older cars. So, okay. All right, so that's that set of buttons. I think I'm going to dry some of these pieces. Now, the way I dry these is first I use compressed air, and then I use a microfiber towel. I'll show you how I do that. So, it's going to get a little loud, but I have this Makita compressed air, and the reason why I use that is it gets in where the towels can't reach, and you can basically remove all that water. It's going to get a little loud, guys. I apologize, but it has to be done. I'll set that aside. The membranes can just be dried with the microfiber towel. You can't really see it, but it gets rid of all the water. And it drastically increases the dry time. Sorry, decreases the dry time. Yeah, you see all the little crevices? That would be nearly impossible to dry. I always use compressed air to get it fully dry. And then it's actually even more important to do it on these shells, or rather these screw posts. So let me just wipe these down so that there's not a bunch of water blowing everywhere. But after doing just like a general wipe down, what I like to do is use this air dryer to blow out all the water in all the screw posts. Because when you screw in, or when you put the screw into these posts, if there's any water in there, it's going to be essentially trapped in there forever. So I always like to blow those out. And then I'll just set it kind of upside down like this and let it air dry for, a few minutes, but that gets rid of most of the moisture. And as you can see, this is already looking a million times better than it was before. Very clean. So we're gonna have like two brand new controllers. Wow, that's fantastic. Cool. So that's that one, and then this is the older revision that's a little bit shinier. Has like a kind of more of a shiny finish on the outer shell. And yeah. So we do have a few more components to do. I'd say maybe about 20 more minutes of cleaning before we can start reassembling everything. But yeah, we're making really good progress here. That's looking good. Looking really good. And actually, while we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and let these buttons and membranes on for the other controller soak. It makes removing the dirt a little bit easier. Okay, this is looking good. All right. And now I actually see, someone had mentioned earlier in the stream that one of the screw posts broke, and now I finally see it. I wasn't sure what they were referring to, but it's right here. I'm going to see if I have it in the parts. If I don't, that's a little bit of a bummer. So, but yeah, we'll look at that. And we'll clean these posts here for the joystick. This is like pretty high quality, I feel like. It's got like a metal insert there for the ball top. Pretty nice. So we're going to clean that very well, and we're going to lubricate that. Very nice. Okay, clean the ball top. And I'm actually going to blow out that insert there, get all the water out. Excellent. I'm actually pretty excited for this. Ooh, actually, hold on a second. Check this out, guys. So one thing that's a bit concerning, if you look at this, this is where the joystick ball top will rest on. And this just looks really worn out. It looks kind of chalky. I mean, I guess if we put like a plastic lubricant on there, that'll help a little bit, but that might make it a little bit not quite so smooth. But I think that's fine. Okay. This is really looking good. All right. Yeah, this is built like a tank. I agree. And interestingly, you know, I feel like back in the day, you know, a lot of Nintendo things were made in Japan. These were actually made in Taiwan, and Taiwan made some pretty good stuff too back then. Okay, so those are drying. Now let's go ahead and clean the remaining parts here. Not too many. Oh, actually, I'm going to dry these membranes. These are clean. I'm just going to pat them dry. Okay. so let's go ahead and clean this last bunch of buttons and membranes, and then we'll move on. Let's see here. Whew. All right. Now, one thing I have to keep track, so these are for, I'm not sure if the buttons are going to have a different finish, but these are for the newer controller shell, the one with the finish. So I need to make sure that I don't mix these buttons and membranes up, because I do want to match them to the actual shell they came from. So this is for the new shell, just got to remember that. Okay, so we got, this is the last button, and now we just got to do the membranes. And thankfully these membranes are actually, they're all in good conditions. I remember someone in the chat was saying that on their Advantage that a lot of their membranes were actually kind of shredded or kind of damaged in some way. These are all actually look to be in really good condition. None of them have tears or anything in them, which is great. Almost done here, guys. Actually, before I drain the sink, I do need to clean the boards. I'll show you how I do that. I actually like to dust them in a sink with water in it, and I'll show you why here in a second. Okay, I think that's the last membrane right here. Make sure there's nothing else in there. No, that's it. Awesome. Okay, so let me get the boards, the two boards. One of them was really, really dirty. Oh, and actually we have the back plates. I'm going to clean the back plates as well. All right, so this board is clean. This one is not so clean. All right, so this board is really, really dusty. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up, but what I like to do is get an ESD safe brush, and I like to brush it into water because the water basically catches the dust and it just doesn't go everywhere. And you probably really can't see that, but basically all the dust gets collected into the surface of the water. The water kind of just holds it nicely. And yep, that's already looking a million times better. And we're going to probably clean, we got the dust off, we're going to clean the remainder with some isopropyl alcohol. Because there's some residue on there that I do want to get rid of, but at least for now, that's pretty nice and clean. And the other board is actually much nicer and cleaner. So don't have to really worry about dusting it too much. Okay, but that's about it for that. Now I just need to dry these buttons here. Just going to do like a preliminary drying. All right. Let's see here. Fantastic. And then I'm just going to just dry these out a little bit, and then I'm going to use the compressed air on them. Okay. Okay. All right, so, okay, just gotta remember, these are for the new controller. New controller. All right, everybody, I'm just gonna get a little bit loud. All right, so those are the new ones. Let me just dry off the membranes, and we're going to start to reassemble this bad boy, or both of them. Oh, very exciting. Okay, and these are the new membranes. Put that with the new buttons. Okay, so yeah, so we have a full set of, two full sets of clean buttons and membranes. And I think what I'm gonna actually also do is, oh gosh. Okay, hold on here. I'm gonna have to also blow out the top shells here, and I'm also gonna clean the hardware. I mean, I'm just gonna use my microfiber cloth, but okay, I'm gonna head on over back to the bench, and we're gonna start putting this thing back together. Actually, hold on. Before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and, these aren't too bad. I'm not, you know what? I will give them a slight scrub. These are the back panels, the steel back panels. They're just a little bit dusty and maybe a little bit greasy, so I'm gonna just give them a quick scrub. Should take a couple minutes. Yeah, let's see here. And it has this little plate here to support, I think, the joystick. But yeah, just gonna give this a light cleaning. Okay. Has anybody in the chat cleaned an NES Advantage this thoroughly? Or am I the only one crazy enough to do it? Okay, there we go. All right. There it is. Okay. And then we're just gonna dry that off. Yeah, this thing is gonna be sweet. Actually, one thing I noticed, let's see here. I'm gonna look at these actually have serial numbers on them. And I would imagine, as someone was saying, it might have been Ariel, the one with the textured finish is newer. And so I would imagine it would have a higher serial number. So this one is 9447442. Yeah, and this one is 8876805. That's weird. Actually, this one says USA on it, but this one doesn't. And they're both the same model number, same year. So, anyway. Actually, I'm going to blow out any air that's below that. So actually, yeah, guys, just a quick tip. Because this is like pinch welded to the back plate, there's actually a little bit of space, and I was blowing out quite a bit of water. And you don't want water resting on this because this is likely steel and it'll corrode. Yeah, see that? So we'll get that dry, and here you'll really see it probably. Yeah. All right, so we'll just do a little bit preventative, or some, precursor drying, just to make sure that we don't get any corrosion. Okay, I'm going to bring everything over to the bench, and we'll get to work. All right. I'm gonna switch the camera angle here for y'all. Let's do over the table. Okay, so we got our buttons there. And we're gonna pre-treat all of the contacts. We're gonna clean all of the switches. And I don't know, hey Ty, are you still on the chat? Because I'm going to look to you for advice on which deoxit to use. Okay. All right, so let's see here. So the first things first, I'm going to get these, let me get this all out of the way. So we're going to do a little bit of maintenance on the boards. Get these all off to the side. And let's do this kind of dirty board first. Let me get this out of the way. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is it's a little bit dirty, so I'm going to just do a very light cleaning with isopropyl alcohol. There's like some watermarks on here. Oh, Ty's making dinner? Okay. Yeah, actually, let me see, and actually anybody on the chat, really, if you want to, maybe if you guys know. Let me show you what I got here. Hold on. So we got quite a variety of switches. Do we have any slider switches? I guess we don't really have, we just have these potentiometers. Let me grab this. But I got deoxit, so these all have contacts. So I got deoxit D5, you know, so deoxit D5, this is for like these are, I think, for potentiometer, relieves oxidation, lubricates, seals, so that's one option. This is the fader F5. These are for like those slider switches, which we don't really have on here, so I think we're gonna be good. And then of course I got the deoxit D100L. This I use a lot. This is like for those pin contacts. So no matter what we got, I'm covered, but let's go ahead and let's just clean this quickly. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. Clean the inside part of the cable because, well, this will be sealed inside, and I do want to clean, I'm going to clean the outer part of the cables. Well, actually, I'm going to do it on stream here as well, but let me get my brush here because I do want to clean the inner part of the cable. Rinsed it off. And basically, I'm just going to get like the dust off of it. And then also this little piece here, which prevents it from getting yanked. And then we're just gonna wipe that down. So at least we know the inside of the case, everything inside will be nice and clean. And that looks much better. Cool. All right, so I think the board itself is gonna be as clean as it's gonna get. But what I'm gonna do is clean each of these button contacts thoroughly, so make sure those are working nicely. Okay. It's like dirty in between. Okay. I think that's about as clean as we're going to get it. Now here we have a switch, and then we got a couple of these switches here. then we got to switch here. All right, so we got these potentiometers here. Oh, I got to clean these contacts here as well. This is for the joystick. Wasn't too dirty. So let's see here. Yeah, there's like some really nasty dust on the bottom here as well. And a lot of like flux residue. I mean, ugh, look at that. So let's go ahead and give that just like a light clean. It doesn't have to be super thorough. But I do want to add some of this lubricant to the wipers inside. I'm not exactly sure where. Oh, I guess if you kind of look closely, you can see it spinning. So I think maybe if I just, this is good for fader controls. So I feel like this is the one I would want to use. So I'm going to actually just go ahead and kind of aim it in. Put it in there. Okay. Clean off the residual and then just work it in. Just like that. Yeah, that's probably good enough. Oh yeah, wow, actually that feels like it's moving like a little bit more freely actually. Just kind of working it in. Excellent. And there's a little bit leaking out, so I'm just gonna basically, and this is gonna prevent any corrosion, and it's gonna make these, hopefully, wipers work a little bit better. And this is for the turbo control, so. Okay, cool. I think that's probably all I'm gonna do here. I don't think I'm gonna do anything for these buttons, or that one there. I don't really see like a place to put anything in. But, okay, so let me go ahead and do that on the other controller. So this is like the newer controller. So I think this one is, so this one's like a little bit cleaner, but I'm still gonna do the same treatment. Just give it just a little bit of a wipe down. Yeah, it's picking up a little bit of dirt. Same thing on this board. Okay, that was clean. And the back. And then lastly, yeah, clean the contacts. And the last thing we're going to do is put just a little bit of deoxit in there. And then just work it in. Oh, these potentiometers are a little bit loosey-goosey. Oh, actually, this one is... Oh, this one might be broken, actually, guys. This is a broken potentiometer right here. This is broken. And I can actually, I think maybe the previous person tried to pull it out, because as you can see, it's supposed to be flat like this one. And it's just like, it keeps on, oh yeah, and you can even, yeah, it moves too freely. So, interesting. Yeah, so this, I mean, there's not much we can do. I don't think I have a replacement for it, so nope. Oh, so that's a bit of a bummer. Okay, so we're not going to have two. We're going to have maybe like one fully working unit and then one partially working unit. Yeah, that's really a shame. You can tell that someone kind of pulled on this a little bit too much. Yeah. All right, hey, see ya, Ariel. All right. Okay. All right, so now that those are kind of lubed up, let's go ahead and put this thing together. Oh, we're going to clean this cable here. I mean, just getting the dust off of it, and then we're going to clean this little lash here to, you know, prevents the tension from going inside of the controller. But yeah, no, these are good looking. Okay. Now let's clean the space. Let's build the, this is the new one. So let's do this one last because this one is obviously broken, unfortunately. So we'll do this one second. Okay, so this is the new controller. Or sorry, the old. This is for the old controller. I feel like these potentiometers feel a little bit better than the new one. All right, so to do this, we'll get, this is the top shell, and okay, so how are we going to do this? I think the way I'm going to do this, actually that was the other thing I wanted to check to see if there was a piece of plastic for the screw post. I don't see it, so that's something else we'll have to fix maybe later. But let's see. All right, so let's place all the buttons in. Now, before I do that, like I said, I do want to make sure all the moisture is out of these screw posts. So what I like to do is I like these little compressed air because you get a lot more force than my electronic one. And I just aim it into the screw post and I just do that. Just give it a couple quick bursts. And that basically removes, oh wow, there was a lot of water in that one. There's a little bit of water there. Wow, these actually still had quite a bit of water in it, so that's why we do it. Okay. And I think the way we're gonna do this, I guess we have to put these buttons in first, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we'll have to put the buttons and the membranes. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Where is the other red button? There it is. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and pop these in. All right, actually, now I'm starting to forget which buttons go where. Okay, actually, I think these go there. Is that right? I should have taken a picture. Interesting. Let's see. Am I missing? So it looks like there should be. Oh, this is a slide. So I think that's this one. So that one goes and slides there. And these, where is, I feel like I'm missing. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, I think that goes there. And actually, if you guys know, yeah, let's do like a Blue's Clues. Am I putting these all in the right location? So I think these, yeah, these definitely go there. Like that. And that definitely goes there like that. Now the question is, I'm missing that button there. Let's see. Let me pull up a photo of the NES Advantage controller. Teardown. Let's do teardown. Oh, I wonder if iFixit has a... Oh, yeah, they do. They do. Nice. Okay. If we do the circuit board... Oh, yeah, they actually... Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, this is where... It does go under. So this is where Ariel got his photos from. Okay. So we got those two buttons. Oh, okay. So the way we're going to have to do this is actually these are going to clip onto the actual board. So we have these two. So we're supposed to have 3 of these, which I must have left one over there. Hold on a second, guys. I think I left one of these over on the counter. Huh, I don't know where it is. Did it fall into the sink? Well, thankfully we have extra buttons, so I'll just use an extra one. Oh, no. This is it. No, that's not it. Okay. All right, so basically we're going to go and... Let me pull this back up. All right, so these go onto the board. They just clip in. So we'll put those on. And then this goes on this switch here, like that. And I guess they should stay on, theoretically. Let's see. Nope, nope, that one falls off. Which one was that? All right, well, we're gonna try to put these on. And what I might need to do, actually, let me make sure those are straight. Those are straight. Oop, okay, yeah. Actually, I think I can just leave the, if I just put them in here, I think they'll be fine. As long as the one with the switch is on there. Yeah, I think that's probably how we'll do it. Okay. That basically kind of goes like that. Okay, that feels good. Oh, these all feel good. Okay. Great. Okay, so now that we have that on, now this was the old one. so we're going to put the black screws go on this. So let me get my screw set here. Okay, the desk is getting a little crowded. All right. So, and what I like to do also when I'm assembling, I like to clean the screw heads at least. And then I'm going to put this one in the center. There we go, kind of holds everything in. Then we'll clean that. Okay. And then we can't forget that little grounding bracket. Just going to give that a little wipe down before we install it. Okay, so I think that went like this. Okay, no, it went like, okay, yeah, there's like a little tab, and the tab goes in through the board. And that goes like that. Cool. Okay, so now we're going to go onto the other side. And I'm going to clean these little washers and then these nuts. And this is going to retain these little potentiometers. Cleaning them, giving them a little wipe down. Cool. And so the way this worked is these went first. See what I'm doing. It's a little washer. Oh geez, it's a little finicky. There we go. And then these just go right on top. And I'm just going to use my 10mm socket to tighten those down. And tighten, just doing just a little hand tight. You don't need it doesn't need to be super tight. And then I'm going to basically orient them all the way to one extreme. I'm going to do it all the way to the left. And then once they're all the way to the left, I can align the indicator with the arrow. So kind of like that. And then push it down so that way I can turn it. And it always goes back to that little arrow. Same with this. There we go. So now we have that and turns over and turns over. Okay, cool. So that works. Now, in order to attach this, I'm going to go ahead and place the membranes in. And we're going to use a little bit of plastic lubricant, not a lot, but enough. All right, so this basically then attaches, it just clips in to the board. Okay, like that. And we got our little membranes here. And what I'm going to do is I have this is a plastic grease. I use it for, if you watched my Sega Saturn streams, I use this basically to lubricate the CD assemblies This is a polyethylene or polyolefin synthetic grease. And the thing you got to be careful with greases is it can cause some plastics to swell, which you don't want. So I'm just going to grab a toothpick. It's what I usually use to apply the lubricant. Just put a little bit on the tip of the toothpick, and I just use that to apply it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a little bit inside of the bottom of the controller. It's going to be a little bit more difficult with the toothpick, but you don't need a lot. That should be enough. And the idea is that now it'll be a lot smoother. So, okay. And it kind of spread it around there. So let me go ahead and drop this in like that. And then I'm going to put this on top like so. And then we're going to lock that in. A few screws. That's one. That's two. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually have to buy a replacement potentiometer for that other controller. That's a bummer. It's a bit of a bummer. Okay. All right, not bad, guys, not bad. All right, so let me put this like that. Okay. Let's see how that feels. Ooh. Oh, the spring. Guys, I forgot the spring. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was like, why is this so fly? If you don't put the spring, that's what happens. Woo, okay. Always forgetting something. Yeah, that's right. Rock, ho. Let's see. Yeah, you're right. I totally missed the spring. Totally missed it. Let's get it. Okay, so actually I can just pull this and then grab this. And I think the spring, it's kind of, I think it goes like that. Yeah, perfect. And then, yeah. That was too easy. That went in way too easy. Now I'm gonna have a little bit of resistance. Okay, now let's put that in. Let's see, from the UK, I'm showing her the work. Oh yeah, hey, cool. Yeah, that was a fun video to make, that switch, that ultimate switch video, or switch light rather. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Okay. All right, now let's see how that feels. I was like, man, that feels really loose. Something's wrong. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, that feels buttery smooth. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to also put the ball top on there. Let me get the compressed air just to make sure. Oh, yeah. Ooh, there was some water in there. Oh, my gosh. that feels great. Fantastic. Okay, so that's good. Let me just put the bottom base on. All right, so this is the old style one. It's going to get the old base. Okay, and I'm going to clean the heads of these screws. Now, the reason why one of the screws was missing on this was because that screw post is broken, which is unfortunate, but that's a good question. I don't know if it's the same as a Sanwa ball top, if it has the same thread pitch. That would be cool if it does. You could like kind of customize these if that was the case. Let's see here. Oops. Now the one thing I'm also going to do, ooh, that screw post feels a little funky. There we go. And you know, we got 5 of the screws. That's probably plenty. And plus this screw, the nice thing with the screw that's missing is it's actually covered by one of the rubber feet. Okay, so we got one controller pretty much done. The one thing I'm gonna do before we call this one quits is actually, hold on a second, I'm gonna grab this. These Clorox wipes, because these cables tend to be extremely, extremely dirty. So I'm gonna go ahead and, oops, and clean the cables. And you can see here just how dirty this will get. So this is like my clean Clorox wipe. And then here, I'm just gonna do one pass, and you'll see how much dirt it picks up. No, actually it's not too bad. Not too bad. So here I'm just basically cleaning it, and then I'm going to clean these 2 controllers. Now I wonder why, does anybody know why this uses 2 controller ports? I find that's kind of interesting. All right, Ariel is back. Welcome back, welcome back. Ariel probably knows. Ariel, do you know why the Advantage uses 2 controller ports? Okay, so we got one done. Just gonna coil this cable. All right, fantastic. Okay, so we got this one done. We're gonna set this aside and we're gonna build the other one, which unfortunately is broken, but it is what it is. The potentiometer is. But let's blow out these screw posts. Okay, that was dry. Dry. Oh, these are all dry. Okay, So for this, okay, we put the buttons first. And then we put these buttons. Yeah, I don't know where I misplaced these buttons. Where did I'm missing one. I wonder, oh, here it is. Ugh. Okay, it just fell off. Okay, that's fine. So we got that, and that goes there. And then we're gonna put the slider on the motherboard. So this is gonna go on the motherboard. And that should stick just fine. And then we'll go ahead and we'll put these on. Kind of like that. Then that'll go there. And that'll go there. Okay. So then, okay, those all feel fine. Okay, this button looks a little funky. It also looks a little funky. What's going on here? Oh, okay. This potentiometer, yeah, this potentiometer is keeping the board. Oh, actually, it's not just the potentiometer, it's the LEDs. The LEDs aren't going through the little openings. They're, I think, maybe a little bit bent. Yeah, so they're a little bit bent. Let's bend them back. And then let's give that another try. This, one of these buttons didn't seem like it was raised as high. And I was, it looks like the membrane is positioned okay, so, Let's try that again. Okay, yeah, the LEDs went through, and yeah, okay, everything looks much better. Perfect. Okay, now for these, this is going to be using some of those gold screws. I'm going to put the black ones in first, just to kind of hold everything in place. Okay, I'm trying not to cross thread these screws. Yeah, let me do this one first. And none of these want to go in straight. Wow, none of these want to go in straight. Let me use a different screw. Let's see here. Not that one, let's do this one. Okay, there we go. All right, got that one in. Let's put this other one in, and then we'll put the cross. Oh yeah, don't worry, I won't forget the spring this time. Okay, that goes in. All right, now let's put in the cross, and we said it goes, let me see the picture again. According to iFixit, yeah, it's this way. And we do have our screws for that. Bring my camera back up. Sorry guys, should have been more zoomed in. We'll do this one first. That went in. Oh, actually, hold on a second. I was looking at the picture, and this does go underneath. So whoever said that was absolutely correct. Let me bring this cable over. So let's take that out and bring this maybe kind of like that. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge. I think the way the photos made it look was that just the thin gauge wire part was underneath, not the thick black jacket. So I'm actually just going to start these. I'm not going to thread them all the way down. I'm just going to get them started. And then I'm going to kind of pull the wire up a little bit. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to basically, actually maybe that's fine. Yeah, because that's, yeah, too much. Actually, it's a little bit too tight. Yeah, I think it was probably, yeah, actually, okay, yeah, ooh, yeah, that wire is a little bit too taut. Yeah, so maybe it is a little bit under. That's fine. Okay. All right, well, we'll just tighten it down like that. Yeah, I mean, it's like really, it's like kind of bowing. Actually, you know, hold on a second. Yeah, it's bowing way too much. So, see, that yellow wire was getting a little caught. So let me see if I can bring it up a little bit. And then if, yeah, there we go. Of course, I don't want to tear these wires. I'm not sure why they designed it where it has to go, yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, we got the slack now. We got the slack that we need. Okay. Man. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see what I'm trying to do here, but basically, the black jacket is just too thick to fit underneath this cross member, and I'm trying to generate enough slack in these wires here so that it's just basically these wires that are going underneath. And it's a little bit challenging. I'm trying to avoid these pins because I don't want them to catch the jacket of the thinner gauge wire. And I think that's good enough. I think that's about as good as we're going to get it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Actually, kind of wanted to go over on this side because I don't want to avoid the joystick. So, okay. There we go. I think that's about as good as we're going to get it. Tight, tight, and tight. And then we'll install the little ground bracket. And the black screw. Hold on a second. That screw feels like it's going to cross thread. Trying to go counterclockwise and then clockwise. Unfortunately, that one, it might just need to cross thread. Oh well. Let's see. Yep, that one kind of got cross-threaded a little bit, but unavoidable. All right, so that's good. And now, this time, we're not going to forget the spring, but let's go ahead and put the membranes. Okay, hold on a second. There we go. Okay. Clip this in. Beautiful. Put a little bit of lubricant. I don't think we need to put any on the inside of the joystick. I'm going to put enough here that it'll just spread. All right, put the spring. The joystick. You know, I'm gonna put just a little bit in there. Okay. Let's see, here we go. Okay. We are locked in. For some reason, it feels like somebody was in this controller and they really didn't, and they cross-threaded all the screw posts. All these screws are much more difficult to put in than the other one, unfortunately. Yeah, every single one of them. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna have to get a, yeah, it's so weird. I'm gonna have to get like another, hopefully these screws aren't too long. I don't think they are. But I need a better grip. So I need to get this thicker screwdriver to really get that in. Yep, there we go. All right, let's see how that feels. All right, that feels good. Very good. All right, so now let's go ahead and put in these the washer and nut for the potentiometer, even though unfortunately one of these potentiometers are broken. That's a real bummer. Real bummer. Oh, okay. Let's see. Inside on the black sleeve, be slacking over the board. Oh, I think it's fine. I think it's better to have slack than no slack. But I mean, actually, I'll turn it over here in a second just to make sure I understand what you're saying. Let me go ahead and put these in first. Hand tight. And hand tight. Okay. Yeah, so I put the slack here because if you look, even without basically this would be bowing and putting a lot of pressure on the board. Because yeah, if these were going underneath, yeah, it would just be putting too much. So basically, I just have these thin wires going underneath. I almost don't want to put them underneath. You know what? I think I'm gonna just take them out. I really don't like these going underneath. It's putting a bunch of undue pressure on some of these other components. So yeah, I'm gonna take those out. I mean, the other board doesn't have it, so it doesn't have the brace, and it's and the wire's just hanging there. So yeah, I'm gonna give these a little bit more slack, and then I'm gonna put this underneath. I don't see any specific reason why the wires need to go below. I mean, we have basically this piece here, which prevents anything from getting pulled. Yeah, see this? Yeah, that holds all the tension right there, so yeah, I feel better about that. Cool. Okay, so we got that. We put the potentiometer nuts in. Unfortunately, this one potentiometer is broken. I'm going to put this one all the way to the left, which I think it is. Make sure. Yeah, all the way to the left. And then I'm going to align it and put it in. Yeah, okay, and this one just spins forever. So this potentiometer is completely broken. Okay, and then we'll put the ball top on. Make sure there's no water in there. Okay. And then I'm going to clean this cable, because the cables are just filthy. Get rid of that. Put the grease away. Yeah. Well, that was a lot of work. I really hope these work. Yeah, that is filthy. Whew, look at all that dirt on the cable. Yeah, I don't know why the cables just collect so much dirt. I don't know how that... I mean, I think it's a combination of the dirt and then also maybe the cable material degrading and just with time and age. And I think maybe that's some of that degradation that's coming out, like, I don't know, whatever's leaching out of the plastic as it ages. So that's what I feel like it is, but I don't know for sure. It could just be dirt, so... Let's see. Oh, hey, I didn't catch the suggestion. What was the suggestion? Razer one of the... That's a really long name. Let's see here. Okay, so I think these are going to be as clean as I can get this, so... And we're just going to put this bottom plate on. Oh, hey, that's interesting. The bottom plate isn't going on. What is it? I feel like it's... Oh, huh. Okay, so the cables do need to go below because otherwise it'll be too thick. Okay. Yeah, it'll bottom out. Okay, wow. Interesting. That's kind of an interesting design. I can't say I'm a fan of that because it really does put a lot of pressure on the board. But it does need to go underneath. Otherwise, you can't close the bottom. So let me show you what I'm trying to do. And actually, maybe if I take this out. And no, that's how it's supposed to go. Yeah, it's just too... it's just much too... yeah, maybe if I do that. Let's see, how does it go for that? Okay, so we got, where are the screw holes? Yeah, it's like that. I feel like that might be okay. I feel like it's putting a lot of pressure on some of these cables. This white cable. But if that's how it's got to be, that's how it's got to be. I feel like that's good. That's a little bit better than it was before. It's not quite as much pressure. Okay. Hey, take it easy, James Pye. Thanks for joining in on the stream. Really appreciate it. Now it's not going in. There we go. Okay. Now let's try to put the bottom on. And look at that. Now it fits flush. Okay. Well, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, you put rubber cement on the... I don't have any rubber cement. I do have double-sided tape. I'm not probably going to put the rubber feet on right now because I don't even know if I have enough. And I'll probably clean them before. Yeah. Actually, kind of anxious to try these out. Yeah, whoever disassembled this before, they messed up all the threads. None of these are threading in nicely. All right, this one kind of is threading in okay. And this one is also, yeah. Gosh, none of these threaded nicely. Okay, so let me coil this cable. Oh, it's interesting. This cable is a little bit different from... Yeah, it's kind of funny to see the different revisions. They're definitely they're built slightly different. but we'll go over them in a second. Let me pick up my table a little bit, but feel free to talk in the chat, ask me questions. As I'm cleaning, I'll kind of read them, but yeah, so, oh yeah, it's actually funny. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, so I got Battletoads, and then I got Super Mario 3. I didn't bring my flash card. I should have brought my flash card. But those are the only ones I have right now with me. But that should be enough to test it. Take my gloves off. Yeah. Okay, let's put this away. These are the old screws. This is the old feet. I'm going to put them in this baggie. Actually, I'm going to put them in the other baggie. I'll show you how I wrap the cords here. I usually do them in very loose, a very loose wrap, just because I don't like putting tension or additional tension on the cable. Some people wrap their cords super tight, and it just like deforms them, and it's a real pain to get them undone. All right, so we got that. That's clean. All right, that's gonna be clean enough. But, okay. Got that. Put this away. Yeah, I need to reorganize my desk. It's a little bit hard to access some of my shelves. I just got a lot of it's mostly the camera equipment that gets in the way. But that's something I'm planning to do. Clean the toothbrush. We'll put that away over there. Put that there. Oops, put that behind. Ooh, that would have been bad. Okay. Put these away. All right. I'm gonna throw this away. It's broken, so. Okay. Awesome. All right. Got that. And then just wipe down my table, and we're going to test these out. Okay, put you over there. Okay, so we got two freshly refurbished NES controllers, and oh, okay, I do have to mention the stream is sponsored by the Computer Museum. But yeah, okay. If you guys have any questions about the Computer Museum, just let me know. But all right, let's test both of these out. Joysticks feel good. These feel good. Now the potentiometers on this one both work. Oh yeah, and you can even tell these plastic, these dials are a little bit different, but that one's broken, so. All right, so I'm going to connect these to my NES, which I have just off camera here. Let me put that to the side. And let me go ahead and switch to my capture card. All right, so this is going to be composite. Oh, let me see here. There we go. Sorry about that. This is going to be composite. Right now, input is YPBPR. There we go. Okay. And which games should we do first, guys? Should we do Battletoads or Super Mario Bros. 3? The first person to say it in chat is the one we're going to use. Let's see. All right, so someone in the Twitch said Super Mario Bros. 3. So that's what we're going to do. Put that in. Let's hope my NES actually works. Okay, oh, it does work. Okay. All right, so I'm going to move that further away. And I'm going to try this one here first. This is the older one. Let's go ahead and plug that in. And yeah, actually, did someone answer the, you know, I guess it doesn't matter which ones go which, but it looks like I have to plug these in both player 1 and player 2. Which is interesting. Okay. All right, so let's press start. Okay, it's not. Okay, let me turn it off. Maybe I have to turn it off and then plug them in. It could be that these contacts are dirty, or it could be that it just doesn't work. That would be a bummer. Okay, let me turn it on now. I feel like these should light up. So something's not working here. That's interesting. Okay. Okay. White stripe. Oh, okay, I have it backwards then. I did not know that. So the white stripe wire is player 1. And the black wire is player 2. Okay, now let's give that a try. Oh, hey, okay. Okay, so that was it. Okay. All right, so wow, the movement is a bit much. Okay, A is, oh wait, do I have to hit start? Okay, I think maybe the, oh, ooh, so that's I gotta hit that button really hard. Okay, this is next to impossible. So they don't light up. Let me zoom in. Yeah, I would definitely not recommend playing. Yeah, I maybe need to clean the contacts, maybe. Oh, that is. It's not even letting me run. Is it because the because the turbo was on. Oh yeah, so turbo was on. So if I turn it on, the jump. Oh yeah, there it is. So it is working, and I can. Oh, well, that was weird. Weird. Okay, I'm getting weird functionality here. So then if I, can he run? Yeah, no, the B is not letting him. Oh yeah, okay, there it goes. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, it was. Now, how come the LEDs aren't working? Do the LEDs work? Oh. Okay, so that's a slow button. What does that do? Oh, the slow just basically is making it slow by pausing it. Okay, that's annoying. I'm not going to do that. That's really annoying. Okay, and then... Okay, okay, that's player 2. That's player 1. Okay. Well, so it's interesting. How come the LED is only when turbo is on? Yeah, but I did... So I turned the turbo on, and it's doing it, but there's no... I can't see an LED. Slow motion uses the pause function. LED is only on when... I am reading the chat. Let's see, when you have slow enabled, it just presses the start button rapidly. Okay. It would seem that the LEDs aren't working. Okay, so the LEDs aren't working on this one. But the turbo is working. Might need to reflow them. Okay, actually, yeah, maybe we'll do that real quick. But yeah, the turbo's not working on either of them, or the LED's not working on either. Okay, actually, so let's try the other one. I'm gonna see if the LEDs work on the other one. The other one is newer. So maybe, and then we'll open them up real quick, and I'll take a look at the solder joints to see if they're bad. Well, let's try this one. Okay, this is the new one, newer one. Okay, player 1 goes into there. I mean, I will say it is cool. I mean, it's a nice looking controller. Although I feel like the regular controller is better for playing Super Mario Bros. Okay, so yeah, these LEDs don't work either. Okay, the buttons work. Because honestly, yeah, this one actually feels a little bit better than the. Yep, that does the same thing. Switch player 1, player 2. Okay. Yeah. Oh, time ran out. Okay. I was like, wait, how did I die? Why is the game music blasting? Oh, is the game music really loud? Oh, yeah. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, the game music was really, really, really loud. Sorry about that. All right, let's see if we can actually beat a level here. The joystick is really hard to use. You have to move it so much. Lost the, let's see. Okay, I'm actually getting used to it. I'm getting the hang of it. It's not too bad. I feel like the B button doesn't hold. Oh god, that's so hard. Okay. Alright, well I could at least beat one level, but that was, yeah, it's I wouldn't say this is great for platformers. Oh, they do work. Huh, you're right. Okay, so the LEDs work when you... Oh, okay. Yeah, they only work when you... Okay. Yeah, LEDs are working on this one. Good call. Who said that? That was Seth White, 8292. Yeah, LEDs are working. They don't stay on, but when I press the button, they illuminate. And then when you have turbo, they'll blink based on the rate of your turbo. So I can increase the rate. So it blinks faster. That's pretty cool. And then, yeah, this is obviously completely broken, so that doesn't work, unfortunately. Cool, very cool. Okay. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, this is like really hard to play with a joystick. Yeah. Okay, so it works. Let's try Battletoads, and actually I'm going to put the other controller back in to see if the LEDs are working. Okay. Player one, there it is. So let's see if the LED was working on this. So, oh yeah, it's much dimmer though. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, the LEDs are working. They're just much, much dimmer, which is probably why I wasn't really noticing. Yeah, and they also do blink. Yeah, that's probably why I didn't notice them working. So yeah, the LEDs work, guys. So basically, so this is a fully working controller in that case. But, oh no, so the LEDs work. So the only problem is on the other one, which the potentiometer for the B button turbo is not working. All right, let's see here. So let's, oh, and A was a little bit wonky on this one as well, so. The buttons aren't very responsive. I may need to clean the membranes. Yeah, because look, I'm pushing the button. I have to push it really hard in order for it to work. So yeah, I got to clean those contacts. The B button works a little bit better. Oh, and this almost got stuck. Whew. Oh. You should clean the membranes with deoxide. Oh, really? Does that? Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, for sure. Oh, okay. Well, guys, this was a moderately successful video. So we were able to get 2 working NES Advantages out of this. Let me pause it. Okay. And I think, if any, actually, I don't know if Ariel, do you know where I can buy like a replacement potentiometer for this? It's probably a little bit too specialized. They may not make it anymore, but yeah, one of the potentiometers on this controller, let me pull that up. This one here on the left, busted. But this one appears to be 100% working. I just need to clean the contacts on the membranes a little bit. But yeah. eBay. Yeah, I was wondering, there's probably no model number for it. I mean, it actually looks like the same type of potentiometer on my Marantz receiver. But that's true. Yeah, I could get like a totally busted Advantage, but yeah, no, I'm actually kind of stoked that we got these pretty much working, and definitely way cleaner. So awesome. Yeah, never owned one of these before, so well, I guess I have owned it. I just never owned a working one. But now I do, and I'm probably going to send one of these to Wes, so Wes can 3D model these. Yeah, cool. Ooh, yeah, I don't know if DigiKey will have it, just because it's like a really old style potentiometer. They might. It's just like, it just looks like the ones from. So my receiver is like from the 70s, and it looks exactly like the same one. But okay, pretty impressed. Let's see, not too sure, but you might want to. Oh yeah. Mouser or DigiKey? Yeah, I guess I'll take a look to see if maybe those could work. Yeah, it'd be cool if there was like, yeah, I feel like these are going to be very specialized, because not only does it have to have like the same through holes, or the same, I don't know how you would say it, the layout of the pins so that it fits in here. But then also it's got to have the same sort of diameter as this one here, so that it fits the knobs. Yeah, I mean, probably my best bet is to source one from a broken one. But do you have any custom controllers made by Retro Game Boys? I do not. I unfortunately do not. All right, guys. Well, I think I pretty much did what I wanted to, and more. I actually wasn't planning on cleaning these, but now I have 2 clean, like 80%, 90% working controllers. But yeah, thanks for joining the stream, guys. I'm going to be streaming again in about 4 weeks. I try to do it every 4 weeks, like once a month. I just pick a week, and I'll stream 2 to 3 times. I did it twice this week. In the previous weeks that I've done it, I've done 3. Yeah, I basically refurbished. You can't really see, they're off camera, but I have a few Sega Saturns there. I was planning on doing an AV, not AV Famicom, one of those top loader NESs. I do have one that's really, really dirty. Actually was donated to the channel by the Computer Museum. I'll be refurbishing that for them, and they're going to probably be putting it in their exhibit. So, but yeah, no, glad you guys joined in. And I'll make another announcement about streams that I'll be doing in about 4 weeks. Actually, I will not be doing a stream in 4 weeks, because I will be in Japan. So never mind. As soon as I get back from Japan, probably that week, I will do a stream, just as I adjust to the back to my time zone here. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, I will talk to you later. I got a really great video coming up next week, which I think should be pretty interesting. and it's actually going to be an iPod video. Surprising, I did an iPod video a couple months ago, and it was surprisingly, people loved it. It did really, really well. I was really surprised. So I'm following that up with another really cool kit. But yeah, guys. All right, appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys. Maybe I'll stream from Japan, actually. That was something I was thinking about doing, but we'll see. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Have a good one.